Hey guys, how's it going? It's Ritchie Plunkett here from the Puppet Geek, and today guys we're checking out the Lexar Professional SD card. Now you may be wondering, you may be asking even, Ritchie, why the hell are you even reviewing an SD card? It reads, it writes, it records, that's about it, right? Well, I'm going to tell you this. This SD card here is 128 gigabytes of SD cardness. It's pretty crazy. I mean, I'm blown away. There's even bigger cards than this. Now, I have a 32 gigabyte SD card and as well a 64 gigabyte micro SD card as well, which is pretty crazy. I mean, you know, tiny little thing. And I found those micro SD cards, even though some people do say, you know, they can work with some sort of, you know, some cameras like your Canon 60D, which I'm using to record this right now, sometimes it does crash because of the write speed. Now, even though the write speed is quite high, now, you know, I'm not going to get too technical and I may be wrong about this, but I do find that sometimes it does crash with the micro SD cards. Now, with the SD cards themselves, they do work a lot better, and you do have to have a fast card, especially if you're recording in 4K. And this is what this card is specifically designed for. Now, I use it on my Canon 60D and it works perfectly fine. You want to make sure as well when you are getting a new SD card, especially if it's one of these SDH UHS-II cards, or I think even 3, you do want to make sure they are compatible with your camera. Now, some camera bodies may not take that card, so that's one thing to check just beforehand. You can go on the website and it does show the compatibilities of certain cameras. Now, specifically, it is designed, as I mentioned, for 4K cameras, and as I have it here, this is the Panasonic HCX1000 4K camera. This is a great, you know, pro consumer camera I've found. I've been using it now, and I've actually used it for some of my other videos as well, but I've downgraded from 4K to about 1080. As you know, some 4K, you know, especially for YouTube, you know, it's really great, but when you crunch it down, it does really stand out a lot better than just having standard 4K, because it just looks ordinary. That's my personal preference anyways. Now, other than that, which makes it really great is because of its size. Why you actually use this camera, this is a good friend of mine, this is his camera, Matty Berto. Now, his camera, we actually use it for shooting short stories and short films and everything like that. And it's really great to have that huge card, because sometimes when you're on set, you don't want to lose any memory and then having to change cards. Even though this camera does have 2 SD cards, so we know we're going to make sure we have a backup either way. But at the same time, we're just shooting on 2 32 gigabyte cards. Now, those are fast cards, so you know that's not too bad. 64 gigabytes, that's pretty good. But 128 gigabytes just on one card, just by itself, and having the 32 gigabytes just as a backup, blown away. Now, the transfer speeds for this SD card is pretty crazy. You're going to get about 300 megabytes per second transfer speed and a 260 megabytes per second write speed as well to the SD card. Now, it does come with a USB 3.0 SD card reader, which you do require to get those speeds, but you can actually use it on a 2.0 USB as well. Now, there's nothing much to say more about the card. It's an SD card. It reads, it writes, it records. That's about it, right? But I can vouch for it, having that extra space on the card, not having to worry about dumping any footage on there, worrying about when the card's going to get full, it just makes it so much better. Now, obviously, if you are shooting 4K, you are going to chew up through that data pretty quickly, but still having that extra space on there just makes it so much easier to get through the shoot, and then you can dump footage. Now, saying that though, you know, this card is pretty expensive. I'll put links down below to the cheapest places where you can get them, but it's great to see cards getting to these sizes right now, and hopefully in the near future they will drop down in price. Anyway guys, thanks again for watching. I really appreciate it. If you did like this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you are new to this channel, make sure to subscribe as well for more great content. Anyway guys, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.